Helen, coming off of a home split with Pacific Lutheran and Puget Sound, led from much of the way against Pacific Lutheran, and then just a wild back and forth seesaw game against Puget Sound. Give us your recap of how the weekend went for the Pirates.
I feel like we really dictated what happened against PLU from the get-go, and really showed some growth in not letting people back into it and just really trying to keep our foot on the gas, so to speak. And I felt like we just did a really good job of being prepared and being ready to go. And then UPS, again, we had a good start. And then but they missed some shots that they typically make, and so they kind of inched their way back into it, and made it a close game at halftime. And then just the third quarter went back and forth for a little bit, and then they made that one run where we just didn't get some scores. We got good shots when watching the film, and but then came back in the fourth and got a great start to the fourth quarter and got a lead again, and then it was just kind of seesaw back and forth through that fourth quarter.
In what ways are you continuing to see this team grow and get better at this point in the year, 3/4 of the way through the season?
Yeah, I think that before, sometimes when teams would make those runs, we being young, sometimes we'd fold, or we didn't know what things we had to do to step up our game another notch. Like we'd take it, and then people would pick up their intensity, and we couldn't do it, pick up ours. And I think that we've kind of solved that. And so I just really think that's a good growth area, and just sticking together and doing things. Not trying to do things individually has really helped us, and so it's been good to see that growth for sure.
At this point in the year, you're seeing teams that you've already played. They're pretty familiar with our personnel. There's nothing we can do to increase the size of our players out on the floor. Are there still things that you can pull out of your sleeves that can surprise the teams that we have left on the schedule?
Yeah, that's what we kind of have to talk about, is what things can we do that maybe are a little bit different, that would be unexpected. We doubled some in the post this weekend, which, to the UPS kids, there are a couple of kids who haven't shot a lot of threes, hit some threes when we doubled off of them, and, so, you try to make them just do something different, and then we've put in a couple different sets, and we'll probably have to add some more because we've now run those, and so now they'll be on film and people will scout them. So just trying to add, not a whole lot, but just, like, hey, if we need a basket down the stretch, something that they haven't seen or that they haven't seen a lot of. And so we probably are going to have to add a few more of those little one or two plays here or there, and then just try to change some things up defensively.
Pacific and Lewis and Clark, a couple of teams that got us at home in close games in early January. We get them now on the road. Give us a scouting report on what we might expect from those two squads.
I think we've improved and we grew a lot. We were pretty tired coming into those games because we had the 8 days of practice with no games, and that just kind of bogs players down, and school had started, and so I think mentally we were a little bit, and physically we were a little bit tired. So I feel like, if we can have fresh legs, they both want to run. The good thing is they don't have a ton of size, so it's not like we have to figure out hey, we just have one post that can get 25 to 30 on us. They have some solid posts, but containing penetration, keeping people in front of us, they'll play some 5 out. So just using our talents and things defensively to really take away what their strengths are.